What's up, guys? It's everyone's favorite Campy here, and right now it's early in the morning so that it's not hot as the devil's butt crack out here in South Carolina, and I have my Bergara B14HMR Wilderness chambered in 6.5 PRC with an Athlon 4.5 to 30 ETR and a Q full Nelson suppressor. I've already fired 20 rounds out of it with the Hornady ELD match 147 grain, and I wasn't very pleased with the velocity, but they were the first 20 rounds out of the gun. My average velocity out of those 20 rounds was 2780, and the projection is 2910, I believe. But keep in mind, it is a new barrel, and usually, in my experience, barrels will tend to speed up between 50 and 150 feet per second, depending on the chambering, and also the quality of the barrel. If you have a really good quality barrel that's already been lapped from the factory, I've actually seen less velocity increase, usually like nearer to the 50 to 80. And then, like, you know, kind of the normal is around 80 to 120. And then for some others, I have actually seen, 150 feet per second increase, which is pretty substantial. I'm really hoping to get around 2,900 feet per second out of this gun, but we'll see. I don't really subscribe to the idea of a super elaborate barrel break-in process, and the reason why is because barrel break-in is something that's going to happen naturally to your gun anyway, because you have the fouling that's going to accrue into the micro cracks and things that are inside of your bore. That's going to happen naturally anyway. What I have been doing, though, just because this is going to be an ELR gun for me, is I will fire 5 rounds out of the gun, and then I will run a few patches through, and then I'll fire 5 rounds, run a few patches through, fire 5 rounds, run a few patches through. And I plan on doing that for the first 40 rounds. So these next 20 that I'm about to fire through it will also go through that same process. So I've already done it for 20 rounds. I'm going to do it for 20 more. I'm not going to chrono these 20, because they are a different lot of ammo than what I have on deck waiting. I bought 40 rounds the day I bought the gun, and they are one lot, and then I've got 200 rounds of another lot. Also, my target is at 80 yards, and I know some people are going to jump up and down and say, well, that's at 80 yards and not 100 yards, blah, 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 blah. But angular units of measure are angular units of measure, so whatever unit of measure or whatever measurement I get at 80 yards, you would just multiply that by 20%, and then that would be, or actually 120%, or 1.2, and that would be your, group size, your actual group size at 100 yards. So, that's one of those things that, if you don't believe in that either, I've heard people say that, oh, well, a bullet won't stabilize until 200 or 300 yards or whatever, and that's also false. That's been busted by Brian Litz. If you don't know who Brian Litz is, look up Applied Ballistics. He's the chief ballistician for Applied Ballistics, and I believe also Berger Bullets as well. Anyway, here's a look at the rifle. As you can see, it is the Bergara B14HMR, as I stated prior. That is the Q full Nelson suppressor, and that is my Athlon 4.5 to 30. This is their Aries. I actually took it off of a prize table a few years ago. My partner and I shot Snipers Unknown, and we took 3rd place, and that was my prize. And the ammo that I'm shooting, as I stated prior, is the 6.5 PRC 147 grain ELD match. Alright, let's get to it. Something I didn't mention is that I am using a Magpul bipod on this rifle. I've heard a lot of people talk a lot of shit about the Magpul bipod, but I've never had an issue with them, and I've been shooting for quite a while. Maybe it's a training issue on yourself, and you need to look inward on that situation. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but that's just my experience. Alright, so these are 4-round magazines. I've got 4 rounds loaded up in it right now, and I have one on deck because I'm going to shoot a 5-round group. This first group will go in the top left circle. Okay. I don't like wearing glasses when I shoot because every lens that you add to your scope is an additional layer of parallax. And I am saving my brass because I fully intend on reloading this. Something I really like about the Bergara, I'm getting ate up by ants right now. As some of you know, or hopefully most of you know by now, I'm an amputee. I'm actually missing my left leg and some digits and whatever. I was in a motorcycle accident where some chick was texting and driving, drove over the center line, hit me head on, and my wife. My wife is also missing her left leg. And I'm out here barefoot because I'm on my home range. And I just stuck my foot down, and I just realized there's a shitload of ants right there. So that's cool. Now this round is cooking in my chamber as I speak, so it might have a slightly different point of impact. I doubt it, but it might. That's a good group. First 2 shots were bottom of the pasty and top of the pasty, and then the next 3 were in a maybe quarter MOA group to the left of the pasty. So I'm going to take this gun inside and clean it, and then I'm going to come back out, fire 5 more, take it inside and clean it, come back out, fire 5 more. You know the drill. And then after I do that, I might start on the next lot of ammo tonight, and I'll bring the lab radar out here so I can get some more velocity data. Alright guys, so it's about 6:30 in the evening now. I've got the Bergara back out here. Turner Sling actually sent me this sling for the rifle, so I went ahead and slapped it on there earlier today. I shot the 20 rounds earlier and cleaned the rifle. 5 rounds clean, 5 rounds clean, 5 rounds clean. And now I'm starting the next 20 rounds of a different lot of ammo, and I have my lab radar out here to gather velocity data. What we're hoping for is around 2,900 feet per second. That's what I'm hoping for, because like I had said prior, the last lot of ammo, and with the new barrel and everything, it was average between, from 20 rounds, the average was 2780. So we'll see. Oh, also, with my lab radar, I have a recoil sensor attachment on my lab radar because I'm firing suppressed. $27.85. So that is a phenomenal group, but I am really displeased with the velocity that I'm getting out of this. At the velocity I'm getting right now, I might as well have stuck with 6.5 Creedmoor, so that's pretty disappointing. Alright, I'm going to let the gun cool off, and then I'm going to let my wife shoot it. I'm going to continue gathering velocity data, and hopefully it speeds up. I'll show you guys the groups when we're done. what you're going to do is run the bolt forward and down. So, forward, down. Alright, now it's ready to fire. All you got to do is pull the trigger. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and arm this. Alright, it is armed. Coming off of the table, and fire when you're ready. $27.96. $27.79. All right. The average is still $27.80. Goddamn. Well, at least the ammo is consistent from lot to lot, but still, shit. That's slow. $27.75. All right. I'm very pleased with the last group that I just fired. It was somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 MOA. I'll show you guys that here in just a sec. But man, these velocity numbers are just disappointing. Like, it's like a hot Creedmoor. So it's, right now what I'm seeing, it wasn't worth, you know, it wasn't worth getting a new rifle for, you know, if I'm getting the same velocity as I am with my Creedmoor. Yeah, it's disappointing. The level of precision is awesome, and the consistency or muzzle velocity variation that I got on that last little bit was really impressive, I believe. Yeah, my average on that last one was 27.77, high 27.78, low was 27.75. Standard deviation of 1.6. That was out of 5 shots. So really impressive numbers there. Slow. Man, is that slow. So basically, the rifle shoots well. The ammo is consistent, right around 27.80 every time. So it's just slow.